And I very proudly say that I'm here not because of my birth, but because of my worth. But what is the use of my worth if I don't make the best use of my birth? So I was born here for a reason, and I was born to this family for a reason. And my grandmother, Pushpa Umapati, has told me that you must give back to society, and that's the reason you are here. All of us are here to help one another. Human beings are made to help and give back. And she has taught me that we give back more for ourselves than for the other person. So when you give back, please do give back with humility, dignity, and empathy. Thank you for having me here today. Thank you.
I was very moved, tremendously moved when Upasana mentioned about her grandmother's teachings to her. This wisdom bridge that is created between generations, from grandparents to granddaughters, grandchildren, grandsons.
It's my proud privilege to be here at the Heartfulness Center in Kanha in Hyderabad, and I'm so proud. I mean, I live here, and I didn't know that this wonderful place existed. So Daaji, thank you so much for doing this for me. I'm a seeker of well-being, and as a family, we've taken a decision that we have to move people, to keep people away from the hospital as much as possible. So in our healing journey, I have 3 questions to ask you. The first is, with this pandemic, I'm really suffering. I can't sleep peacefully at night because I'm always worrying about the well-being of my family and the fear of losing them as well. How do I deal with this?
Well, it has become part and parcel of our existence. Imagine a moment when the universe was created for the first time, creation, and when all souls were separated from the source. That created the very first sensation, very first samskara, or very first impression of fear of separation. It's always the fear of separation. When a newborn is there, starts crying as soon as it's delivered into this world, it's the feeling of separation from that comfort zone. Similarly, whenever something is happening that crosses through your mind and the danger is perceived, immediately the idea of separation comes. It has become interwoven with us somehow. Separation from loved ones, especially parents, or be it the children, or be it the closest friends. So this is going to be there. Now, if you look for a solution, what is the solution then? See, Ramayana talks about if God has to give you the gift, that gift will have to be first and foremost abhayam, means fearlessness. It is only through right understanding, not only individual, but you're all interconnected, and there is nothing is going to take you away from this eternity of the soul that we talk about in religion. When we personally experience this eternity, indestructibility of the soul, then the fear will be gone. You will say, okay, what about my own death? You won't be afraid of it. Not that you invite it, but you won't be afraid of it.
I'm not afraid of my own death. I'm afraid of my loved one's death.
Same thing will happen. That this continuity will be there. Of course, we all worry. We are all human beings endowed with love and emotions. It's up to us how to go crazy about it or be pragmatic about it. See, be practical about it. See, something I can try to stop, something that I can prevent, somehow vaccinate against the situation. That's all I can do. More than that, I think we should limit ourselves in confusing with worries. More you worry, you will become helpless in actually helping the other person. Right? You have seen the example of Manasi, right?
Yes.
She went through a tremendous problem. Right? Now, if you become miserable about it, start worrying about, being fearful about it, you won't be able to help yourself or the others. Right? So first thing is I have to accept it. Only through acceptance I will be able to find a solution. Okay, I have this problem, now let me find the solution. But if I remain bogged down with fear and anxiety, then I don't learn anything from that situation.
That's amazing. Thank you. My next question is, how do I become wealthier?
Which way? We saw today money is not.
It's not important.
It is important, but it's not everything. Money is really important in life.
Why? It's transactional.
It is necessary for you want to buy a shirt, you want to buy a pen, you want to get food. It is necessary. You want to have certain choices fulfilled in your life. You want a proper, environment in your house. You want to educate your children. You want to have proper health care. To a certain extent, you do require finance. But does that make me wealthier? No. I need to have other qualities that will that can enrich my life. Richness is not only in finance. Finance is very much a need. Besides that, I need to have greater qualities like, compassion, love, developing utter humility in oneself, that we are all interconnected and we can work together and grow together. That is, I would say, truly a rich society flourishing together.
But that's also wanting more things. So I want to be compassionate. It's my desires. And then we have to, this world tells us that we have to move away from wants and desires. So that's also a desire, right?
Well, let's look at it differently. Let us say you fell down here in this place and you are all alone. Passers-by are just going around and not looking at you. Right? Then you'll say, oh, nobody has compassion.
Correct.
Right? So when you look at from that perspective, when other person is suffering and you help out, is this a desire? No, it's not a desire. It's my duty. It is humanity. That's what makes us human.
That's very well answered in a way. My next question is, what will happen once I die? Why am I working so hard to do so much and give back? Why? Because they say that you can't take your wealth back to heaven. You can't do. So what's going to happen when I die?
It's a long story. What happens after death? Depending upon the state of evolution of your soul, it will gain certain level of vibratory state and it will reach out to that dimension matching those vibrations. Right? Let me give you a small example. While you are flying, from above, what do you see? At a lower level, there are certain clouds. In the middle level, there are certain clouds. On another level, there are certain clouds. Right? Sometimes you also see some colored clouds, dark clouds below and white clouds above and almost invisible clouds above that and totally blue sky above it. How do they settle down there? They don't have brains to direct them. That the dark clouds will be at 1,000 feet above the sea level. The purest with a lot of humidity will be at certain height. Right? Also the temperature of the water molecules will make it settle at certain level. So many things come into the picture and determines the height of those clouds. Likewise, the soul, depending on its purity, will reach out to those heights of consciousness.
Should I be spending this lifetime trying to get a space up there?
Well, when life is well led, it will reach wherever it has to. We should not worry too much about it. When we have done our part towards ourselves first, preparing ourselves with utmost purity, then purity will take you wherever it has to take you.
I want to add to this question to say that, will my life be fulfilled when a lot of people mourn my death?
Once you are gone, you won't be able to even perceive what they are going through.
So it doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter. But it's a noble idea in the sense that I should live a life in such a way that people will feel inspired. What you said today, that whatever I receive, I should multiply it and give it in return. Right? People can also remember you and say, God, good, she's gone. Right? When would they say such a thing? When you do bad things. But when you have really done good things, inspired them, helped them, enriched their lives, they will mourn, they will cry. Right? But then what becomes of you then? See? You're so dispassionate about it from that level. It doesn't affect you. You are only trying to become better there. If you find a right soul who can guide you further, there, you're lucky. So preparing ourselves here to that utmost purity is need of the hour. At every moment we go on moving in such a way that I do not accumulate grossness or weight on my soul. Weight is generally about the guilt. I should have done that, I could have done that. That's the number one weight that puts on our soul down and brings it down. Guilt aspect. And many other things, that desires, I have yet to fulfill this, I have yet to do this, and that also add weights, things, my dreams are not fulfilled, and that's why you come back again and again. This life cycle goes on and on and on. So
That's very, very, very insightful. I can spend hours and hours and hours talking to you.
stay here.
Thank you.